do and start talking about money with kids?
There is no a specific age, but it's usually recommended you start at 3 years, whereby you don't start with telling them about a loan or a credit card. You start by introducing them to money through songs, poems. Because if a child can watch a cartoon, he or she can watch a money cartoon, a cartoon that talks about money. Now, when you introduce a child at such a young, tender age, by the time they get into even the age of 10, they know something about money. They will not just be getting money and rush to buy candy. They'll be thinking, okay, my auntie has given me these 10 shillings. I want to keep 5 shillings and then I'll spend 5 shillings, because you have already exposed them to money habits by simple things like songs.
Hey. Simple things like songs at the nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting when you bring that up, because for most, and I'm speaking as a parent, you know, thinking of having these money conversations around your children, and especially when they get to an age where 7, 8, 9, when they understand, especially when you tell them we can't get that now, we'll get it later, or why is my birthday not as big as the other one? Looking at also being on the same table with your partner in how you communicate finances with your kids, because we know kids can be very manipulative.
Oh, yes.
Tell them not today, they go to the other parent.
Yes.
Having, or rather speaking the same language when it comes to finances with a partner, and especially where kids are involved. How do you recommend parents to go about this?
I would recommend parents to have a united front when it comes to money matters. If a kid goes to mommy and mommy tells the kid no, the father should still maintain the no. Now, when it comes to finances, especially to couples, you need to have agreed beforehand. You don't say, okay, we are not on budget, and then mommy says we are on budget. You need to at least have an agreement on that. And then it's always recommended when you're handling finances, especially the basic things like the grocery shopping, include your kids in that. Let them participate. For example, if a kid is 10 years old, you can tell them like, okay, you're going to handle the grocery shopping for this week, and this is the much we are looking to spend. When you involve a kid in such a way, it's very easy to tell them, you know, we don't have money, you remember our budget for this week is like this. So the kid feels I'm part of this. It's not like they feel like, okay, money is for mommy and daddy, mine is to ask and consume. So it's always recommended, and I would always recommend that when it comes to family finances, we are not saying we introduce a kid to bigger aspect of finances like the mortgage or the loan, but let them participate in the small expenses of the house. That one, it makes them to be more responsible, and they feel a sense of entitlement that they are taking part in the family finance as well.
Now, speaking of those spaces that you can accommodate children when it comes to finances, there's always the challenge that so many parents struggle with, and this is when you go shopping in the supermarket. You have your cart there, and your child is also there. Mom, can I have that? Mom, can I have that? Can we have this? Can we have that? Yes, you can have some of these things, but how would you recommend parents go about this, involving the children in the shopping, in as much as they go about asking for everything, but not constantly and always telling them we don't have money for that, and yet you are picking some other things over there, and they're like, okay, that's for you. I just wanted this, but you keep telling me we don't have money for that. When it goes to shopping,
when it goes to shopping, it's always advised that you need to start with a shopping list at home. You have to bring your kid and ask him or her, you know, create a shopping list. We are going for shopping, and this is our household shopping list. Now, when you have both of them, you can bring it on the table, and now you can help the child, because sometimes kids can be super ambitious. They know, okay, today we are going for shopping, I'm going to ask for everything I want.
Yes.
Now, as a parent, it's your role now to guide them in the shopping list. So you need to give them an allowance. Let them have at least one of their wants, and then the others can be fulfilled later. When you do a shopping list and go with it with a child, you are building a discipline in them. This child, when she grows up into adulthood, they will know that for me to go to a supermarket, I need a shopping list, because it's something they have seen you doing, and you have made them create theirs. Now, this is where I also have a problem with some parents, where they want to control everything. They want to tell you this is what you will wear, and that is what I say. It's good to allow your child to also create his or her own shopping list, so that they can feel they are being considered. You know, we all want to feel that we are being considered in certain matters, and this does not exclude finances. So I think it's a high time as parents we try as much as possible to include our kids when it comes to creating a shopping list and going for a shopping.
All right. We're using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter, but you can, okay, let's focus on the hashtag. Somebody has just sent through a message saying, personally, whenever I go to the supermarket with my kid, I give them their own money so that they can buy whatever they want. If they exhaust the money, that's entirely up to them. If they choose to not exhaust the entire amount, that's good, but I do not add them any extra cash. Is this something that you recommend parents can also take on?
Yeah, that is as well another great idea, because when you give a child money, you're also, you know, the thing that you're doing here is trying to instill money discipline while they're still young. Now, if you give them a certain amount of money and tell them, if you exhaust it, I'm not going to give you any more. If you do not exhaust it, that is up to you. Now, it gives the child a sense of responsibility as well. They feel, okay, I'm responsible for this amount of money. Do that to a child for 5 to 10 years. This child will be super responsible even when they start earning, because most of us, we lack, we know how to earn money, but we lack the discipline of handling that money.
Ooh, we lack the discipline. That comes in the aspect of financial literacy. How would you define these two words that are put together, financial literacy?
I would say financial literacy is whereby you are able to learn and understand money principles. Then after you understand, you are able to put them into action so that you can see results. I can tell you for free that most people, they know money principles. They understand money principles, but the big elephant in the room comes in, they do not put it into action. So they do not get to see the results they desire. And that leads you to someone telling you, why am I not able to achieve my financial goals? I have heard about saving, I know about budgeting. But if you ask them, can I see your budget? Can I see your saving plan? Can I see your investment plan for the next 5 or 3 years? They do not have it. So you find out there's a gap between doing and knowing. Most of us, we know, but we don't do.
Most of us, we know, but we don't do. So what then would you say are the basics when it comes to financial literacy? Maybe someone is watching us today and they're like, okay, fine. I want to get into a good relationship with my finances. So what do I need to start by handling? What are those basics?
The number one thing we need to focus on is your mindset. Remember, at Financial Wellness Center, we say it's the mindset before the assets. You need to work on your mindset. What do you think about money? How do you feel about money? What are your thoughts towards money? Are you the person who, when you see money, you just feel like it's going to run away from you? Are you someone who thinks highly of money? Are you someone who is positive towards money? Once you work on your mindset, then you can now move on to now things like budgeting, because a budget gives your money the direction. It's a roadmap to your financial journey. So you would need to have a budget, and this is where the budget needs to reflect your expenses, your income, as well as your investments. And then after you have had a budget, you can now move to saving. Now, when it comes to saving, before you can start doing the saving thing, you need to answer your question, why am I saving? Don't just save because you saw everyone posting some money on social media saying they've saved for 6 months or 1 year. Ask yourself, why do I need to save? Now, after you've answered the why, now you can go on to save. After you have saved, now move to investing. Now, in between budgeting and saving, I understand you might be having a debt. So you need to know how will you manage this debt. Are you going to, first of all, focus on repaying it, or you're going to include it in your budgeting plan so that you are able to be able to repay debt, at the same time save, and then you can invest. After you've invested, you always say it's good to enjoy your money. You just don't have to be all the time. You have to set something aside for you to have fun with your money. And this is where now most people, they jump budgeting, saving, investing, they go to having fun.
Spending.
Yes. So you now can spend, and it's always recommended to set aside some money for fun or you enjoying. Don't just be so limited such that the money itself is not really helping you.
All work and no play.
Yeah, all work and no play.
All right.
Yes.
So that's mindset, budget, save, invest, then play a little.
Yes.
All right. These are just the basics when it comes to getting started on your financial literacy journey, and that is what this conversation is all about. But we want to take a very quick breather, but we'll be back to look at the other aspects that you need to take into consideration when you are getting into your financial literacy and awareness journey. Stay with us. We'll be right back.